It's amazing the power of the word why. So, as you probably know, there have been many reports or theories that Netanyahu is dead, and Israel's been releasing these videos proving that he's alive. And people have pointed out that he has 6 fingers or 4 fingers, or things with his ear or his wedding ring disappears and stuff like that. But I kept thinking, well, why? And I think when you think about why, anybody can figure out some really interesting stuff about what's going on that you won't read in the media. Because remember, even the alternate media on YouTube, people like me, where everybody's working so hard to keep up with the news that they really just can't sit down and think about things. So if you really just clear your mind and sit down and think about it, you'll see things you're like, oh, wow, like, why doesn't anybody see this? And you'll see it first. So when I thought about this, what I'm about to tell you, I'm like, oh, I think I'm the first to like sort of notice this. So I'm sure I'm not. And maybe even disagree that it's important or not. So what did I say? So I started looking at it. It's like, why, would they do this? And then I thought, well, let's just say for the sake of argument that Netanyahu was sick or in the hospital or something. What would they do? And I thought, well, they'd want to put it off for as long as possible. So I was thinking, well, no matter what happens, whether he's dead now or in the hospital now, whenever that happens, this will happen. You won't see anything from him, and then his office will try and make it look like he's alive. So I don't know if he's dead or alive. But it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, because if that happens, this will happen. What they're doing. But then I asked, well, why? Why would you want to keep showing that he's alive? What difference does it really make? Wouldn't it be better just to say, yeah, he's dead and move on? Well, you might say, well, what if he was hit by an Iranian strike and they don't want to admit that Iran got to him? Yeah, but couldn't they just make something else up? Like the water main, the gas line blew up or something. So I don't think it would be that. So I kept asking, well, why? Why wouldn't they do it? And then the light bulb went off my head, because I thought, okay, well, what would a world be like without Netanyahu? So if they're looking at like, okay, Netanyahu's died, what's going to happen now? And I'm like, oh my God, if he dies, who in Israel will call Trump to talk to him? So I did this this cartoon to sort of represent this idea. And you have Trump, and his assistant says, Naftali Bennett is on the line. And he's like, who? The new prime minister of Israel. Never heard of him. Next. I mean, that's what would happen. If Netanyahu died, who in Israel would Trump take their phone call? Nobody. He won't take the phone call from anybody in Israel but Netanyahu. And so that means that the whole war with Iran is now, everybody would realize that, oh my God, like the balloon is popped. It's run out of steam, because without Netanyahu, what's Trump going to do? Now, like, forget whether you believe that Israel is running the war, the United States, or a common thing, whatever. If you look at just the optics of it, without Netanyahu, what's Trump going to do? If he basically stops the war, then it sort of looks like, well, he didn't, Israel was the big part of it. If he continues on with it, well, now he really has to come up with a, plan or reason, because he doesn't have Netanyahu saying all the time, well, we're doing it for this reason and that reason. Again, he's not going to, like if Naftali Bennett is made prime minister, he's not going to become cozy with him. It's just not going to happen. I mean, he's too old. He has his relationships. So this is why whenever something happens to Netanyahu, and he's old and he has known health problems, if you look at him recently, you can see how frail and thin and tired he is when he comes to the White House. I mean, none of this is new to anybody that watches closely. So yeah. So I mean, I just want to say that I just did this by thinking about the whys and putting myself in their shoes in very simple ways, and it became obvious. Now, so I actually, well, we'll see what happens. But again, I would not be surprised whatsoever. And the number one reason that I came to realize that they would want to cover it up is because once they do, Israel loses access to the White House in a big, big way. All right, so for my next cartoon, Joe Kent, in his resignation letter, basically said, he's leaving because Israel is the one that really wants this war and started this war. So, I'm a huge Get Smart fan from my childhood. So this is the portable cone of silence. Cone of silence is one of my favorite things. And so I have, Max saying, Chief, Agent Kent said it's the Israelis. The chief saying, I know, Max, I've always known. That was always like, they all often had those exchanges all the time where Bad Max figured he figured something else, and the agent's like us, he's like, yeah, well, come on. I mean, just a great show. If you ever get a chance to watch it, if you've never seen it, I mean, it is just, anyway. Then on X today, I saw Nikki Haley. She posted this: Russia is sharing intelligence that Iran is using to target radar systems protecting our troops. It's just mind-blowing here because, isn't that what the CIA does? And don't they have trouble doing that? Like, how would she know that Russia is sharing intelligence? She doesn't work in the CIA. As far as I know, she's not working in the government, is she? So how would she know? And then how would she know that Iran is using it? I mean, it's just a mind-blowing... I don't know what her problem is. She says Putin wants to draw this war out because he believes that distracted America is a weak America. Well, duh. I mean, I think everybody knows that. That's why dismantling Iran's missiles, drones, and nuclear program and proxy network matters is not just fatal for Iran. It costs Russia too. So she's trying to be relevant, but she just sounds... Well, I don't know who she thinks she's talking to. I don't think anybody that's following this would read this and not laugh for one reason or another. So I did a little cartoon to illustrate that. You have a couple of servicemen, Russia told Iran where our radar system is. And then the woman's like, well, saves them having to buy binoculars, I guess. Because all the radar systems that Nikki Haley is talking about, you can find them on Google Maps. I don't know why Russia needs to tell Iran where they are. It's just preposterous. And anyway, Iran has actually destroyed most of them. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.